Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, so anybody wants to present their project today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just write your name in the chat box. I will call you. Yes, Shiv, you can now start your presentation.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
I created a multi-tenant block system where the user can it is a subdomain routing system for the multiple companies like Google.com. So here it is showing the different block system for every company. Ev- Means it gives another system for a block system for the different companies. So the company use this system and upload their blogs. This is a Google localhost 3000. So it opens Google blog page and here user register and an employer. After the login, there is a write post option enabled and a logout button where a user create their blog like this post title and user publish their post. So it shows the blog to the to upload to their Google.local 3000 server. And if I remove this, then it shows the main page of the different companies. And if I again check this so here the Google blog is available. And if I log out this, so the blog is maintained in their Google.localhost. And let's come to the code part. So here I can make a config folder where passport.js, where I use a passport.js library. And here it is mainly for the authentication of uh, email and password. Like it we use the passport dot loc passport passport as local And after this, it export to the a function passport where username field email, and here is the asynchronous function where email and password uh, gives in a try catch block, where in try block and the user find the email, and if not user, then it shows the error message, and similarly like this. And in catch error catch block, it shows the error. And I created a middleware or or auth.js, where it checks the session of user ID and the user tenant, and to the requested tenant. If it is matched, then it goes to next. Otherwise, it redirect to auth login page. And I created a models like post.js, tenant.js. So here I use Mongoose from MongoDB, where I created a post schema like title, content, author, tenant, and their data types. Similarly, the tenant.js, here the tenant schema like name, subdomain, domain, and their data types. And, here the user.js, where the mongoose with bytecrypt library is used, where its user schema like username, email, password, and I created a different route like odd.js, blog.js, where it changes the route, um, like a login page where the router, when, wherein the URL is login. Then it processes the login, and similarly for the register page and logout. And here is the blog.js, where I use Express.js for the home page, where when no authentication is required, because uh, blog of the every company is shown without authentication. And here is a create post page, and create post. And if the router is dashboard slash post slash ID, then it navigates to this. And similarly to the main.js, and here I use .js, means embedded JavaScript, where we can write uh, we can write HTML with the JavaScript. Like here is the title, create post, and the syntax of this e.js is percent is equals to variable name. So it allows to write JavaScript in HTML. So here is the styling, and here is the I use the bootstrap for styling and inline CSS. Sorry. So here is the navbar section where log out and write post button, and similarly the hero section and card section for blog page, and it is the index page. Similarly, like a create page, where same as the when login is done, then right post and log out button in navbar, else login and register. And here is the login page, log, log where the login card is shown. And similarly, it is the register page and post page. Thank you.
Okay, Shiv. Good job. You have done the front end part also. Very well done. Okay, Rahul. Rahul, are you there?
Hello, ma'am. Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. You can now start the presentation.
So, is my screen visible?
Yes.
So, ma'am, I have made a uh, expense manager API using Node.js. So, as previously in front-end React, I have also made like expense manager. So, related to this, I have made this, but this time in backend using Node.js. So here we have two files. One is index.js, where is all code about all code in like of JS, and here is expense expense.json. It will act like a means a small database for uh, for whatever we like enter the data. Here, let me make it empty first. So as you can see, now our like .jsn is empty and means there is no data till now. So here let us start with the code. I have declared const http which will use to create server, const fs it is used to data for database, and const url that breaks url into like path that splits means urls into paths. So here is a function read expense. So it will work as to read data from the file which is stored in .jsn. Here when we go little down, here we have like make a const server which will it is also like to create server. And as we go down, here is root. So what it will do when we go to our port, like which is localhost 5000, when we click on it, so it will show a message to us like this: welcome to Expense Manager API, and means it will show all messages like this. And here we can see it has give us some commands by which we can view, add, and delete. As we go more down, here we uh, I have comment that get expense, so it will give us the list that we have uh, the data we have stored uh, by the commands, it will give us that list also as we go down more. So here, anything we add, that will that data will comes in the expand.jsn. As we go more down, here is for delete. If we want to delete anything from our database, it will help us for that. And as here fallback, if in the browser we have write something wrong, so it will give us there 404 route is not found. And now I run the code. So for that I have written index, oh sorry, node index dot js. So as we run it, here we can see it give us a http localhost 5000. As we click on it, it will redirect us to browser, and here we can see it has give us the message that we have seen in the code. Welcome to Expense Manager API. And here it has given us the command by which we can add, delete, and views. Let me go again in the VS Code. As we go again here, and as we write like expense, as I have, it is coming already, and we entered it. As we can see, it is empty now. There is no data inside it. And if we again make a host, and this time, we do add title is equal to food, and we have given its amount. Now we can see it has created a message like expense added, data, and its ID, and its title, and its amount. As now we go in expense, there is empty, we can see, but as we refresh it, it will show us the data we have entered. As again we want to enter something another, like we have added 100. So you can see that it added amount 100, and as we go in expense, it has created a two datas for us, one of 200 and one of 100. So if we want to delete anything, so for that we can write delete and its ID, and we copy the ID which we want to delete. Like I copy it, and here I mention the sorry here I mention that ID. So now we can see that it is deleted, and there is only one type of data in our expenses. And also as we go in the code, we can see it has stored the data here in the JSON, mm, in the JSON file. So basically JSON is working like a small database for us, as I have not used any MySQL or MongoDB. So it is working as a uh, database for us. So ma'am, this is from my side.
Okay, so you have tested your API over here, right?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So good job. You can integrate your front end also, then it will be a full project. Apart from that, it is good work.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So ma'am, can I stop sharing the screen?
Yes. Sumit,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, you can now start.
Ma'am, my screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sumit Devakar, and today's third week project is my customer analyzer, customer sentiment analyzer. So first of all, before starting a project, we need a project documentation for starting anything in the project. So I use firstly to create a project documentation in which we are, in which we, in which we see the details of my project, what is actually my project. So for any project, you have the proper project documentation so that when you start coding, you know what you have to be code. So I firstly create a project documentation so that we so easily we can create our code, create our project in easy manner. So first of all, what is project overview? I use I create a project on customer sentiment analyzer. Is a secure in this project in which a customer can add their product and send the feedback by the other projects. And if they buying some product, they send the feedback, how the feedback is positive, negative, and neutral. For example, if a person's buying a project, buy a watch, and they send a positive review, for an admin, it's very difficult to see all the feedback. There are millions of thousands of feedbacks are coming. So I use in this NLP, natural language processing, in which we can easily detect a project which a product which in which they are buying is positive review or a negative review. If they have a number, they show a number is 25 positive, 35 negative, and neutral is 24. In this project, I have done this thing. So the key features, user authentication and project management to create and update the functionality, then feedback submission, allow the user to give their feedback, automate sentiment analysis. My project automatically scan the description of the user and analyze that is a positive feedback or a negative feedback. And finally, the data aggregation analysis, where all the data is aggregate in one point. Which type of technology I used in this project? Backend Node.js framework I use Express, database MongoDB. ODM means in which MongoDB tried to connect with Mongoose. Authentication JSON web token is common, and bcrypt for the security purpose that the password cannot be hacked easily. Environment.env, and for the middleware use core. This is my folder structure. The configure the controllers, middleware, and models and their files, etc. Just talk about the database. Talk about my file. They have a configure. It's my database file in which the MongoDB is connected. Controllers where all the rows have created. Middleware to protect the authentication process. Sorry. And models where the user, product, and feedback models are written and their routes. And simply a service where all NLP.service.js. This is the important file because in this file I created an NLP, not a proper NLP, but a mock NLP in which the description of the user are automatically converted into positive, negative, or a neutral number. Then server and .env file. Server in which all the APIs controls are get together. There's an API there, endpoints, register, post, endpoints, setup, and this. And that is simply the how to set up an installation of project. So first we start with the code. As you know, firstly I do database. I connect the database. I use Mongoose package for a connection for MongoDB. Then I use a mongoose.connect is a common syntax for to connect in a mongoose. There's I am going to I am go to the documentation, copy paste the syntax as it is because it's a common syntax that used in everywhere. Then I create a user model in which I use bcrypt. Why bcrypt? Bcrypt is used to save the password in the hash format. Means if you if you are given a password sys letter, they converted this sys letter into 20 to 25 a different bcrypt. Is hash password you can say 16 to 24 letter that is difficult to hack the password. So username type string required to should be unique and small, and password string and new. And this is the bcrypt. How to use bcrypt? I use hash password so that the password cannot be easily hacked or easily known by the other person. Sorry. Then the product module, to simply add the product name required through and unique. The product should be unique. That's not same product should be added again and again. Description and then score. Then the feedback product ID. We require the product ID. What is the ID of the product? Then the test given by the user. The sentiment, that is positive, negative, or neutral. It is automatically generated by the NLP.service.js file. And confidence, this is a there is a percentage value to how this product is a positive review or a negative review. That's all. And now controller file. I use control of export the register. I use async functionality because I know if a user registering, the backend should be run properly. It's not be stopped. Then I use username password. It's coming from JSON. Then I use user model where username and password will be given. And if the user registers successfully, they give 201 status. If not, if some error, then use 400. So they will send the error. The error is registering the user. Then the login user, then username password coming from JSON. If the user is not existed, then authorization failed. If user existed, but I use compare functionality to check the password, what is the actual password given by the user at the register time, and what is the actual password during the login. They matches. If the matches, this successfully login. If not matching, there is a wrong password. They say, and they create a token. Why JWT token we created here that is filed in 1 hour, and they have a user ID and a username in this. They successfully work. Then I use logic for how to create a product. Simply our async functions and create a new product that coming from JSON, and then it is saved. Product.save is saved in the MongoDB. If some error, then they will show the error in creating the product. Then it is to get all products is the logic for the to know all the products that have a project have or a website have. They show the all the product. Simply async functions find to find all the products here. Then feedback control. Here the user give the product ID and the test. Product ID, what is the ID of the product, and the test, it is or the feedback you can say. Firstly, they find the product by the ID. They send the ID, and this if the product ID does not find, so do not find. And this const analyze statement is coming from analytics.control, which is the product ID, sentiment, and confidence. These two things are coming from the analytics sentiment dot controller.js file. I will tell you later about this. And then if the figure is safe, if it's some error, then submitting the error. And second, that from the particular product, how many feedbacks are coming? Given number 15, 20, 25. In a positive 15, negative 20, or neutral is 4. The main and important functionality of a project is analytics.control. In this, firstly, they find the product ID, and await function is used because we know that if the user want to add the product in same time, they can add. Firstly, they find the product ID. I use type.object ID. Why I use type.object ID? The ID that's saved in the MongoDB and the ID that are pasting are two different. To convert the ID which I'm given to match with the MongoDB, then that's why I use object.id that convert the your URL into MongoDB so match easily. ID.sentiment here it gives the value of your sentiment. If the positive value, they increment by 1. If not, is remain the dollar number. Sum is 1, and it's totally a group. In this group, they all given all the data, total feedback, their values, their sentiment values, positive, negative, and other. If the project ID have no feedback, then the ID will be 0. If the NLT ranks 0, if project ID is not given, then no NLT data is available. Then I use the array to store the all the feedback in an array to slow down to be so in the later if the feedback number of feedback increasing, so they are easily for each group it can be stored in the feedback. If some error, then show the error. And before I use the services, there is the main thing that how the analyzer part is working. This is the more NLP service. So I am thinking that I will use AI, but later I will not use. Firstly, I take the error of positive and negative word. If the user give a feedback and uses these words, then they are positive words. They have a value added in the positive word. And if there are some negative or bad, terrible, horrible, then it is added into a negative word. Tones word, is used if a user is written this is a good product and uses the capital value of G. That these two lowercase used to G, the small g and capital G are treated as same, and split. The split is constantly used the all the words. This is a good product. So all the this is good are coming. They are single treated as a single value. This is a single value. Word is a single value. Better is a single value. So it's easily to match the good value with the my positive words. If they score greater than zero, if the value of the positive word is greater than zero, then sentiment is positive. If the value is less than zero, if the negative was come in, then is the negative value. If there is a no, the equal number of positive and negative statement, then it is neutral, and the confidence level is 1.0. And this is a protected middleware where I protected so that the if a user is authenticated, then he only uses the services. If not, it's not be usable. It's coming from JSON Web Token. The token they have that have created during a login, they will use here and the matches. If they matches, then you proceed. If not, it's not proceed. Then the routes I have created register routes, login routes, feedback, product, and analytics. The simple product ID that I uses controller.product. So let's start with the postman to test the ID. Firstly, the register user I have used. If you send the send message, this showing the error in register user because already the user is registered. If I change the username 1 and password to be 4, then send I this, then array user is registered successfully. The first part is done successfully. Then we use login. Then I use 1 and the password is 4. Then I send this data. Then is loading successfully and this is a JWT token that we use here. Then you can easily add the product. As I already added one product, then I add different product here. And the description of the so the user can add their product is here also. Then the water is the added description, the ID, the product ID that will be used later part. And the fourth, the important part is feedback. Firstly, you have to copy the token that he using here, login user. Controls are pasted, then body. I hate this for this very well, but we have also the change the product ID. I have just this product is very absolutely worse and never buy this product again. Or we can use these words also that I'm using here. And then is send. Then we give There's some error in token. I don't know why it's saying the token error.
The token that you have copied from login was incorrect. Actually, you have taken the double quotes also.
Okay. Let's try again. Next one is answering confidence level one. Right now it's saying one that is neutral. Not most of the time it's saying the neutral because I am not preferring that a negative feedback is shown on the website. That product is also get low rating. That's why it's neutral. If we add uh, uh, another, this project is best. Why is giving the neutral? Okay. Let's have some issue. I think the server NLP service not working right now. Before I've been there, they showing a good. Uh, I will work on this. Here we can add all the get all this feedback here. Uh, this is all the feedback that have given and the confidence level one and the ID and there all the feedback. And here all the analytics total neutral 100% then saying they're also saying the 100% form. Total feedback here and 100% neutral. I have to work on the neutral statement that divide is given neutral again and again. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, Sumit, it is a very good project. You can enhance it. Like you said that there is some error that you have to work upon, and
Yes,
even it is one of the interesting project. You can um, like enhance it and make it to your resume also. Good job.
okay. Thank you.
Devendra,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, you can now start presenting.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, my screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and good evening, ma'am. Today, I am going to present my project on e-health appointment system. In traditional healthcare system, patients often face problems like long waiting time and difficult in finding the right doctors and lack of proper scheduling. To solve these issues, I have developed an online e-health applications system where patient can easily book appointment with doctors from anywhere, just like to provide patient with an easy and convenient way to book a doctor patient appointment to reduce manual work and waiting time in hospitals to help doctors manage their schedules efficiently. And the features of this project, just like patient module, doctors modules, and admin modules, and many more. And in our patient module, I can give registration and login. Hmm. In a patient module, I can give registration and login, search doctors by specialization, booking and cancel appointments, view appointments histories, and in doctor modules, I will give login and manage profiles, manage daily schedules, and accept or reject appointments, be viewing patient details, and in my admin modules, I can give manage doctors information and manage patient records and monitors the overall systems. And I can use, there are different type of technologies. In front end I can use html, css, and javascript or react, and in my backend I can use node.js and mm, in my database I can use mysql. In my front end, if we can register in my website, just like registers, I can give name, full name, just like any I can write, and I can give, sorry, can give x y z, and I can give email, just like xyz at the rate one at sorry at the rate gmail dot com. And I can give passwords, just like any password, and phone number. So, and I am patient, I can check a patient. If I am doctor, then I click doctor. In patient I will click then registered. My information is successfully login in my registration page, and then click, and I am login in my by using my email, just like xy at the rate gmail.com, and I use password 12 at the rate, and I can give login. This is my login page. If I can refresh this page, then the user can successfully log in my login page, and then I can check my booking appointments, and I go in my homepage dashboard appointments, and uh, I can also log out by using these profiles and logout features. And in my uh, code, I can provide my course, just like this is my code. mm, in 1 minute. Hmm. And I can show my backend page, just like I can, in my backend I can create different type of folders, just like config folder, control folder, my middleware folder, modules and routes, and .env files. In my config file, the config file is used to store all the important settings of the projects. For example, database connection, APIs, servers, server on port and email services. They make the system easy to manage, because if we want to change a setting, we only update the config file. And in my controller file, I can make different, there are three type of files, just like appointment controller, auto controller, and doctor controller. And the controller files are used to handle the main logics of the applications. When a user send a request like booking an appointment, the controller processes it and send back the response. For example, appointment controller contain the logics for booking, canceling, and viewing appointments. And this type is my appointment controller. And we move in middleware. In my middleware, the middleware like a middle layer that runs between the request and the response. It performs extra tasks such as checking if the user is logged Hmm. If the user is logged in, just like authentication and logging the request, handling errors, for example, ensure that only logged in patient can book appointments. And in my models, I can create different type of files, just like appointment.js, doctors and net and users. The model folder is used the model define how data will be stored in the database. They act as a blueprint schema for the database. For example, patient model, just for example, the patient models, it can store names, emails, and password is, and doctor model and the doctor model can store name, specialization and availability slots. And appointment model file can store patient id, doctor id, date, status. And we now move in routes. The route is used to connect the front end with the back end logic. So they decide which control function will run with a specific URL cards. And just like we use post APIs and post APIs appointment books. Just like in post APIs, patient registers run patient registration functions, and post API appointment books runs appointment booking function in our .env file. The .env file stores environment variable, important secrets data. For example, database URLs, port numbers, JWT secrets, मतलब JSON web tokens, secret keys, benefits, key sensitive information safe as allow different settings for development and productions. In short, config file is used to settings, and controller file is used to make build logics and middleware extra informations and route path and endpoint. Mm, and in we move in our output screen. If we can log in this page, then the data moves in our database, just like workbench. I can use MySQL workbench in my database. I can make the e health data db database in user uh, table. The login person can be logged and the database can be saved, just like xyz email and their information. In doctors, the we can apply then doctors emails, doctors information can be stored in this table. And in appointment table, the appointment information can be stored in this project. Mm, and we move in our front end part. Just like in front end part, I can make different type of folders, just like component folder, pages and services. In component folder, I can make auto folder. In auto folder, we can I can make login page, login. 1 minute, sorry. Windows plus. Hmm. In my login folder, I can login file. I can make different type of for feature, just like login page. It consider different type of features. And in registration page, is I can use this. Name, emails, password, roll number, specialization, phone numbers, and layout. May and in my layout folder, I can make a navbar .js file. In this file, user check user log in component moments and tokens, user different data and many more. So, and in my page, I can create different type of pages, so just like dashboard in my dashboard I can create patient information files and document dashboard file and doctors dashboard files. And I can create about.js page and appointment.js files and booking appointment. file doctor.js file and home page. In my home page there are different file for feature can contain just like 1 minute. This my home page. It contains just like navbar, home, dashboards, and 1 minute log. And different type of cards just like create accounts, choose doctors, booking appointments, and in my page, if the page if any type of error occurs in our home page, then this page can be run and shows page not found, and shows 404 error page not found, and profile dot and I also create profile dot json javascript file. This file include different type of informations, and and at last, I can create app.js file. This file is used to contain all type of information in this. Mm, excuse me, ma'am. Oh, hello,
Yes.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. This is all from my side.
Okay. Good job. You have actually completed your project with integrating the front end also. Good job.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
even the database is also connected. Very well done.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, any type of tips and information for this project?
You have already built a end-to-end project. Other than that, you can just move to Mongoose to make a dynamic database. Like whatever you are making changes to your front end, it will be automatically be in the Atlas, and it will be. It is good when you will be deploying it
Okay, ma'am.
and enhance your UI as well if you can. Because
Okay, ma'am.
backend is not something that you will be changing it, but only the front end and the database you can enhance it.
Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Can I stop my screen?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Veer, Veer, are you here in the meeting? Okay. Arijit,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, you can now start your presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, is my screen visible? Hello.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. So, good evening, ma'am, and good evening, everyone. At first, let me introduce myself. I'm Arjit Kaviraj, and for the third week project, I have created an health analytics API with front end and back end, both of them, using JavaScript, uh, Node.js, Express, MongoDB, and Bcrypt for password hashing, and also .env and JWT for token for context token. So let me start with the backend first. And in the backend, I have created the index.js, which basically is a starting font for the backend. And here I have initialized the Express application that would obviously run all the routes that I have set for this application. And let me go to the uh, controller files that actually controllers and routes basically. So as you can see here, I have created multiple routes. I mean, initialized most routes, and all those routes have different uses. For example, the auth is used for the login and sign up processes. Health route is basically it fetches the data from the API and also adds data or updates it based on the user needs. Then there is a profile JS, which basically updates static data that a user has, for example, weight or height, things that usually don't change, or even if they change within like in a week or monthly basis, on monthly basis. And since I don't have access to any smartwatch or anything, any machine to get the data from, I have created a random .js, which basically takes random data from a script that I created. Should be here. Yeah. So this script basically generates the random data for dynamic datas like steps, heart rate, or calorie burns based on the user. Based on basically it's random, but if I had the stopwatch, I mean smartwatch, I could have gotten the data from there. But since I don't have that, I have created this file. And now to the controller files. So for the controller file, I have created this for the authentication process. Here, I have created a function register user, which basically signs up the user. At first, there's a request that coming from the front end side or the API, and there I take the email, username, and password from that the body of that request, and then I check whether the email already exists or not. If they exist, it would just show an error and show the message that the user exists and will not log in. And then if the user doesn't exist, I go to here, I create a new user using the schema I have created for uh, authentication with here for the user schema, which has username, email, and password. All of them are strings and all of them are required for sign up process. And next I have saved the data, and after saving that, I have created a token based on the username ID. And here, the ID I have used is the user ID. Not exactly the user ID. The data, the data entry that was created for that user, that ID. So it's always unique for every user. Obviously, email can be used for that, but since email has some special characters, it's not a good idea to use it. And there's the token that I have, the JWT secret token that I have stored in my .env file. And there's also my other secret tokens like my MongoDB URI, which I have used to initialize to connect to the database here. And this function comes from if I'm not wrong, it should be here, right? db.js. So this function connects to the database I have, um, my MongoDB Atlas database, which is always online. So as soon as it connects, as soon as I run the script, index.js script, it would automatically connect to the port, and connect to the database, and it would show me this message that says the server is running on port here. And once I'm done with the authentication process, the user can fetch the data from the database using get today data, which basically takes the data from the database for the health data or the data we are trying to save there. And I have created another schema for this one as well, which is basically health analytics. This one stores the user ID as a primary key, and date, hour, and steps, heart rate, and calories burn, etc. These are all the data that are dynamically changed based on hourly basis. So these data are updated on every hour. And then there is user profile, which has also has the user ID as a primary key, and height, weight, date of birth, and gender, which do not change, and well, can be updated if the user wants to update it. And here I have also created the function to add the data to the database, and a function that saves the data. and I have created this save data function so that I can use it in the random data control, I mean data generator, since I don't have access to the smartwatch as I said earlier. So it helps me save the data, and since I have created it in a different file, it keeps things clean and modular, and I don't have to write the code multiple times. Now I have a middleware to check whether the user is already logged in or not. It keeps
हेलो। अरे हाँ, पूछना था कि तुम रांची नहीं आया क्या? ओ, तो कब आएगा?
uh,
Hello.
uh,
An-
ma-
everybody, please mute yourself.
okay, ma'am, can I continue?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Okay, since I have shown the code, most of it, can I show the API test of this?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so I have used Thunder client for API testing here, and let me turn on the API first. I mean database first. CD backend. Okay, so server is running right now. Now, if I were to check all the, I'm going to create a new request here, and I will check all the APIs one by one. So to start with this, I have the sign up and login process first. So I would just start with the sign up process, I guess. Uh, slash sign up. So here I would add body, username, .com, email, and password. Okay, so if I send the data to the, wait, what? Did I make some mistake here? Oh wait, I think I made some mistake here. Uh, author.js sign up. It should be working. Did I make any mistake? Password. See? Oh yeah, I haven't given a comma. Yeah, now it should work. They're not working. What the hell? Get API. Short. Should work. Did I mess up with the sign up? Sign up. It's working. Ma'am, it seems like it's not working here. Can I show the front end side here? It was working on the front end side.
Okay, try there.
Yeah.
Your screen is getting freezed, I guess. Try to reshare your screen.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, is it visible now?
Okay,
Ma'am, is
so
it
you
visible?
have to use post method as Akriti has told. Try
Oh,
post
wait.
method over there.
Oh, yes. I think, yeah, I made a mistake. I didn't see it at first. Yeah, I made a silly mistake, I guess. Yes, ma'am, it's working here. Yes, the sign up process is done. and I got a token here. I can use it to check the user data from the backend and to check the data. For example, the current data for the user here, headers, authentic authorization, error, and this. I think it should, yeah. Since the user doesn't have any data currently, it's just showing this one. So let's just add some data to the database, some dummy data, um, random. There you go. Should be on here. Okay, post random, and it should work here. Wait, random. Did I make any mistake? API slash random post. I think it's supposed to be post. Yeah. So now I have added some data to the database. Now if I go back to the previous route, I can fetch to the, oh yeah, it's sign up one, the wrong one. Health today. Oh yeah, I haven't added the API. Authorization should be get bearer, and I hope it works now. Yes, as you can see, ma'am, the data is actually loading here. So what it does exactly, let me go back to the file itself. So random. So this file basically, wait, not this one. Yeah. So basically, there's a function I have created that generates the random data, and it has only three attributes or three variables here, which is steps, heart rate, and calorie burned. So we use this data and the user data from the token we have taken, or the uh, request from the user, and based on that we use user's ID and steps and heart rate and calories burned to save the data to the database. And I have added a uh, yeah. So this is basically saving the data for new entry, and it uses save data. Since user can already have a database entry for this one, so I have made sure that if the user has a entry already, it would just update that one instead of like create a new one. So here I am checking whether the user ID and date and hour. I am using these three attributes to check a certain entry is already there or not. These entries will change based on hourly basis. So uh, if I already have an entry for the current hour, it would basically check that data. I mean, find that data and update that. And the random data basically it just gets added to the previous data. So it does not generate random data that are lower from the previous one. For example, if I have had like 500 steps 1 hour ago, it won't be 400 just because I have added random data. It would increment the amount of random data that was generated. So there goes the backend part. It's mostly these steps, heart rate, and calories burned data of the user. And from the front end part, I have fetched these data using an API of Axios, which basically has this URL that uh, that points to the API of the back. I mean, the server or port that the backend is running on. And I also added the content type here and mentioned the content type here. And here's the token, which is which we will be using to check whether the user is which user is logged in and if they have the authorization to access the data. And here I have created two functions to check that authorization using the routes I have created in the backend side. And I have added these datas inside the profile set, not the profile setup, in the user profile. Here I have added all the data I have fetched from the backend and added here. Um Ma'am, can I show the front end side now?
Yes.
Okay. So as I was showing in the while testing the API, that the APIs are running pretty well. So this is the home page. I made it pretty simple. I didn't add too much of it since I was working on the backend side. And as soon as we enter the home page, we have the option to go to the login page. Here we can log into our account. And as soon as we log in, it would redirect us to the user profile or the dashboard where it shows the current time or the last time it was refreshed. And based on that, it shows us the current metrics of our current health metrics. And if we want to refresh it, we can refresh it using here, and it would update the data with the random data. As I said earlier, that it since it the random data could be lower than the previous data, I have incremented the data. So if I refresh it again, it would increase, it would not decrease. And I also have this profile data which can be edited here. As I said earlier, the things that height, weight, and date of birth or gender, things that cannot be that are not dynamic exactly. So I can the user can update here. And that's all about it. Although there are so many things that could be changed, like the history. I want to add a history for the previous dates where the user shows the metrics based on how many steps and calories they have burned, and the heart rate as well. So that was it.
Yeah, Rajiv, since you already know what changes and what updation you need to do in your project, that is good. Otherwise, it is a good project. All your APIs are working fine,
Hmm.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good job. Yes, good job.
Okay, can I stop sharing now, ma'am?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Rocky,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, you can now start.
Yes, ma'am. I am audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am. My screen is visible?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. So basically, ma'am, good evening, ma'am, and good evening, all. And my project is a national budget API system. And first of all, I uh, explain it back code part. And my project is full stack project and dynamically data uh, to the database and so the front end and all APIs working and all API CRUD operation. And it is my uh, multiple folders. And first of all, a control folder and auth controller, and this is and middleware So and model folder. So department model and is my multiple collection and and route parts and folder. Mm, and okay. And I'm all utils and folder and generate token, and I am used for the JWT token and authentication, and I'm my main folder is a server.js and multiple APIs, department routes and auth routes, reports routes, and my port is a 3000 running on port, and and it is, ma'am, I am at API testing for a uh, postman. Postman. Ma'am, hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I am audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Okay. So ma'am,
Lal Bahadur Sani, you
ma'am,
have unmuted
ma'am,
yourself. Okay, yes, go ahead, okay.
yes, ma'am. So ma'am, I am multiple APIs and uh, can I, ma'am, postman से मैम या फ्रंट एंड से मैम एपीआई जो है मैम वो वर्क मतलब फ्रंट एंड या बैक एंड से
You can show me from the postman.
यस मैम पोस्टमैन मैम first of all I am login API and ma'am so that and I'm login for ma'am I am two functionality and for this and my project uh, public user and admin user so मैम जो पब्लिक यूजर है वो मतलब जो लिस्ट है मतलब this is my login API and register And register API are working. And can I front end part and API testing?
Okay, try from front end.
Yes, ma'am. It is my front end part and a home page. And my first of all, मैम मैम जो डिपार्टमेंट वाला सेक्शन मैम इसमें इट इज अ first of all I am first of all a public user login. And ma'am API is running public user login. And it's in my ma'am report section. And ma'am department section. Ma'am department section it is a no, public user a normal list and seen. And admin user uh, uh, CRUD operation delete and update and created also uh, department. And ma'am show the and I'm login for functionality and also. And ma'am I am for this admin user. And, admin user also login. And ma'am so the admin user and multiple functionality edit and delete and department also created. And, ma'am admin user dashboard. So the admin user and ma'am delete and ma'am edit. So ma'am the edit functionality for show ma'am the department update successfully and delete API. Ma'am department deleted successfully and ma'am created a new department. Ma'am is spent budget and zero. And ma'am department created as successfully and all CRUD operation are APIs are working. And ma'am I forgot register part. Ma'am I'm sorry. Yeah, so ma'am and this is my project. And ma'am I am functionality ma'am total budget. I'm all about total budget and spend budget and balance I mean full dynamically. And it is my ma'am it is my database and full my project is a full stack project. And ma'am likely and dynamically data also front end patch. And so ma'am Thank you, ma'am. It is my project.
Okay, good job, Rocky. You have done a great job integrating your
Thank,
database in front end and back end. Very well done.
yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, you can now
Can I
stop your
stop?
sharing. Yes, yes.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yes, Lal Bahadur. Yes, you can now start your presentation. Anybody else who has been left for their presentation and wants to present their project, they can write their name in the chat box. I will call you. Just a minute. Right now it is black for me. What about others? Are you all able to see the screen?
No, ma'am.
We are not able to see your screen. Try resharing it. Stop your sharing and then reshare. Just a minute. Your screen is not visible to me. Leave the session and try rejoining it. Okay, anybody else who so others will be recording your videos and updating the Google form, right? And about if you have presented over here, so you don't need to mention the link over there. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. मैम मुझे मैम क्वेश्चन मेरे में कोई कुछ क्वेश्चन था मैम.
Yes.
यस मैम. मैम जो फॉर्म है मैम उसमें वीकली मतलब वीक की वन प्रोजेक्ट की जो ग्रुप में था तो वीकली प्रोजेक्ट ये मैम ऑल ऑल प्रोजेक्ट को मतलब की लिंक और जो वीडियो है वो सबमिट करनी है या मैम सिर्फ 1 वीक की. मैं थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन था.
No, so now you all have week till week 3 projects. So you will be updating your Google form up till week 3.
ओके मैम, मतलब जो अभी तक की
After you will be
प्रोजेक्ट।
submitting your form.
ओके
Yes,
मैम।
yes. Because after you will submit your form, you will get an option to update your form. And when you
ओके
will
मैम।
complete your week 4 project and week 5 project, then you will update your form.
ओके मैम। ओके मैम, या मैम मतलब ऑल द
Because
वीकली प्रोजेक्ट मैम सबमिटेड।
yes, yes, yes.
ओके ओके मैम।
Because it
ओके
is
मैम,
not
थैंक
the
यू।
form that you will be editing only once. You will be able to update your form, whatever you have
ओके मैम।
written over there.
ओके मैम।
Okay.
ओके मैम, इट्स डाउट मैम। ओके मैम,
हेलो
थैंक
मैम।
Yes.
मैम मुझे क्वेश्चन था
Yes, Harshit.
कि मैम मैं रिएक्ट पढ़ रहा हूँ अभी, तो मैम उसमें मैम की यूज हुक, यूज स्टेट, यूज यूज इफेक्ट, ऐसा मतलब दो तीन है मैम कि उसमें मुझे प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है, वो समझ नहीं आ रहा है मेरे को।
Okay. So we can discuss it by Friday when we will complete this week.
ओके
Or
मैम।
we can discuss it now also. Lal Bahadur, are you here in the session? Is he here? Yes. Okay, let him just present the project, then we can discuss. Okay.
मैम मैम नेटवर्क में अभी आई विल प्रेजेंट नेक्स्ट टाइम।
Okay. Okay. Yes, Harshad, what is the issue? We can now discuss.
मैम की वो रिएक्ट में मैम यूज स्टेट एंड यूज इफेक्ट, वो मतलब थे ना मैम, हुक है ना मैम, वो मेरे को मतलब कंफ्यूज
Yes.
है मैम, वो समझ नहीं आ रहा है मतलब उनका यूजेस क्या है उनका।
Okay. Okay. Just a minute. So have you tried to use over some any project like mini project you created?
यस मैम, आई क्रेडिट मैंने प्रोजेक्ट इन रिएक्ट।
So you are having the confusion with the use of the use state and use effect, right?
हाँ यस मैम, यस।
Basically, when we make components in the React.js, let me share the screen first. See, when we create components in our React form, so they do not have any dynamic functionality like any button can be clicked or anything. So for that, we use state to have to create some dynamic functionality over our project. Like for example, when we use state hook, we have two parameters. First one is the value, and the second one is the set value kind of thing. So what happens over here is that the first value that use state has the initial value which is the default value that your component will have. And if you want to make some changes in the use in that particular component, that is what this set value variable does for us. For example, over here also we have seen that we have this use state use in which initially the color was red, and I want that whenever I click on this color button, the color changes to some other color, whatever we have specified over here. Like for example, over here, initially the color was red. And when
हेलो
I'm
मैम।
clicking on this, yes,
मैम योर स्क्रीन इज गेटिंग स्टक।
is it visible now?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Just see if it is visible now.
Yes, ma'am. It is
Yes,
visible.
ma'am. It's visible now.
Okay, so I was telling you that in case of use state, we have two parameters. Like over here, we have color and set color. So what is happening over here? Whatever the default value we have for any component, like here they have taken the example for the color, like they want to change the color of the button, but it can be for anything, any functionality. Like if there is some text that you want to change, so the default value or the initial value of the text will be inside this in the first value, first variable, and whatever changes that will be occurring in that particular component will be using this set and the name of the value. Like these are the two parameters that work hand in hand. Like this color will be the default value, and whenever any functionality, for example, over here we have given the functionality like whenever we click on this button, it will change it to another color. Color is they have not specified over here. Right. Now, whenever any on-click functionality will occur, then the color of the button will change over here. Like over here, initially the text is red, but when I will click on this particular button, it will change to blue. So this is what use state is doing for us. Like it is creating a dynamic functionality on our web browser. Is it okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, okay.
Like
And
whatever you
ma'am,
want to change. Yes.
oh, okay, ma'am. And also, ma'am, tell me the set color. What matlab set color there are set color also in
The use
Vue
of
API.
set color.
Yes, ma'am.
See, it is not. It is not the set color is not important. The thing is, here they were changing the color. That is why the variable name was the color and the set color. For example, you are trying to change the text. So you can name the variable as text and the set text. Whatever the initial variable you will be declaring it, the same variable will be over here also with set. And over here, set color or the set value, whatever set variable that it is the only variable that will make changes in our browser. Like you can see over here, initially the color was red. So this is the value that is stored inside this color variable. Now, whenever any on-click functionality will happen, what is happening? Set color is set to blue. So this color with this variable or this method will be called and it will change the color from red to blue. Like the text will change. This is what is the use of set color. Usually what happens is whenever you make any changes, whenever you use this use state hook, the variable names are according to the usage of that particular functionality. For example, if you see over here, what is happening? Initially, they are talking about the brand of the car. That is why the initial variable was brand, and the next variable they have given as set brand. Now, in the next example, they were talking about the model. That is why initial variable was model, and the next variable was the set model. Similarly, they have given the for the color year and the color. Like initial variable is the year and color, and the default value, like default variable that will be changed by the another variable is set year and the set color respectively. That is what the set variable does for us. It is the main variable that will occur that will cause changes in our browser. Is my screen stuck again?
Yes, ma'am.
are you able to understand what I'm telling? Right now, I don't need my screen to be like, it is not important if you are able to understand it.
हाँ मैम समझ आया मीन्स थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ आया मेरे को मतलब कैसे
Yes,
होता है
and when you will use, whenever you use this particular use state hook, then you can just share your screen and I will explain the code. Whatever part, like if you are using any YouTube tutorial or the chat GPT or anywhere, you can just share the code and I will just explain you what that means and how is the functionality happening for that.
ओके मैम
Okay.
ओके
Okay. So if you are making any project, complete that project, and if in case it is everyone, if in case you are not able to understand any of the code snippet, we can discuss it here in the session.
ओके मैम थैंक यू
Okay. Anything else, Harshit, you want to discuss?
मैम also मतलब tell me about the use rep that's use rep
Use effect, I guess.
no sir rep use rep reference means short form use rep rep use ref
REF.
हाँ yes मैम
I don't think it is listed over here. Just a minute. Let me see. Okay, we have this. Okay, let's see. The use reference hook allows us to persist values between renders. It can mutable value that does not cause a re-render when updated. Like it does not cause the re-renders. If we try to count how many times our application renders using the use state hook, we would be caught in an infinite loop since this hook itself causes a re-render. To avoid this, we can use reference hook. So basically, it is helping us with the infinite loop because see, whenever we have this use state effect, a use state hook, this runs multiple times as this is telling us, right? So to prevent our browser to be re-rendered again and again, we are using this use reference hook over here. Like for example, they had initially imported the method, which is use effect, use state, and use effect hook. Now, since they have uses this use state hook and the input value and the set input value are the parameters and the variables that they have used. And for the use effect, like changing for that is a use effect is used over here to make the changes for this particular input value. Like whatever the current count is, it will be incremented by 1. Now we will see the use reference. Where is that? It is not used over here. We have this on chain.
Ma'am, is stuck.
ma'am your screen is not visible to us
Is it visible now?
No, ma'am.
no ma'am still
I don't know why it is happening. I think there is some network issue. Now is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Is visible.
Okay. Over here in this example, they have not used use reference, I guess. I want some examples so that I can explain you. Yes, over here we have this use reference. See, initially they have just imported the method. In the app instance, like over here, they have just used the example is not clear over here. Let me open my VS Code. Is my screen visible to you? My VS Code?
Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Okay, so like, importing the first of all the use reference. I think it won't run over here. Okay, I will try to explain this code only because it is a little complex code. That is why I was trying to explain it in a simpler format, but it is not using the use reference in a simpler way over here also. Okay, in simple words, you can just understand whenever we have to stop the re-rendering of any component multiple times, then we use this use reference render over here. Like if you are able to understand over here also, initially this focus input has been created, right? And this function over here, like in this return, we have got this on click functionality. Whenever this focus input will be clicked, what changes it will be occurring? Like, let me just give any text and focus input. So it is not getting re-rendered. So our browser is getting prevented from re-rendering over here. See, there is a problem with the React.js. Whenever you make any changes, even the hovering over the page, it causes the re-rendering of the page in the whenever you use the React.js. So that is what is being prevented from the use reference hook over here. You won't see the actual change by using the use reference, but it is getting changing in by the backend only. For example, even you have just click on this button, like you have just come over this button and the page will be refreshed. If you have leave this button, the page will be refreshed. If you have typed any single letter, the page will be refreshed. So all these functionalities will be causing a tedious task at the backend, and that is where the use reference helps us, and it will prevent you to prevent the browser basically to get prevented from the re-rendering of your whole page. That is what is the main sole importance of this use reference. And whenever you create project at the company level or the broader level perspective, then you use this use reference in a broader way. But we prevent this particular hook because it is not actually, you cannot see the actual performance or the actual change in your browser by just using this use reference. Over here also, you must be thinking what is the importance. There is nothing that is being changed over here. And that is why we prevent, like we do not use this use reference hook much. I hope you are able to understand. I am trying. There is something that we can see, but that is not possible. Even the examples over here is also very complex for now. Is it clear even a little bit? Like in the previous example also over here, you will see that I was telling you initially over here, their count is being incremented again and again. Like whenever there is some functionality, there is some on change over the button or this particular text, like this is input. So any change that is occurring on this particular input, like you have just typed a over there will be the re-rendering of the whole page. Again, if any change has been done, again the re-rendering will be done. So over here they are counting the number of re-rendering of the browser only, right? And so now they have over here shown you that what is the problem with the React browser, like why what is the problem, like the any changes that you are making in your page with the React is causing the re-rendering of the whole page. And that is what they have tried to count also. But they haven't used any reference hook over here. That is, you won't see the actual effect of this use reference, but it is the only important when you just want to prevent the user, like whole browser, to be re-rendered again and again. That is why they have written also that use reference to track application renders. Like what are the multiple renders that your browser has been facing in the backend. Is it clear? A little bit. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear at least a little bit, or anything
Okay.
you just did not
Okay, ma'am.
understood?
Okay. Okay.
Harshad? So what about others? Are you all able to understand the use reference? You won't see the actual effect on your browser, but it is just the backend thing for the effectiveness of your website, like effectiveness of your web page. That's it. Okay, so we can now stop the class over here. And that's all for today. We can now meet tomorrow and we will start with Express.js tomorrow. Okay. Thank you everyone for being till the end. And
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
now you
Thank you,
can
ma'am.
leave the session. You have now got the for Google form in which you will submit your project link. Okay, about the main project link about the GitHub repository, yes, you will that you will be submitting in your mail only. If you are talking about the video link, then that will be submitted in the Google form.
ओके मैम, मतलब मैम वीडियो की लिंक और जो प्रोजेक्ट की लिंक है वो फॉर्म में सबमिट करनी है।
Yes.
ओके, और मैम जो मेल पे वो गिटहब रिपोजिटरी की लिंक जो है, जो मतलब डिप्लॉय की
Yes.
हुई।
Yes.
ओके मैम।
Anything else you all want to ask or say? Rasha, did you understood a little bit about use difference? I think there is some network issue. Okay, others, you can now leave the session.